Welcome back to the $10,000 championship Sunday. We are about to have the winners bracket finals. The two juggernauts, Right Turtle and Gaming Gorillas. We've been waiting on this one. I'm Alex Irwin, your host for the day, and I am here with Kresnik, my good friend. Man, this is a big one. This is we're
Mhm.
coming down to the wire from the months of just back and forth with these qualifiers. Right Turtle have looked so good, but they lost to Justice in the first qualifier, but now they're back at it. I think their record against Justice in the past 2 months in a 10K at least is almost perfect. I mean, they're darn near great in the 10Ks. They just kind of slacked off a little bit there in the qualifier.
Hey, listen, there's no better time to be playing well, right? If you're gonna be winning, you want it to be in the 10Ks, not just in the qualifiers. Justice may be kicking themselves for that one in the lower bracket now, but these two teams, Gaming Gorillas, Right Turtle, this is looking like there's finally in what we could call the Rogue Company jungle, right? All this time where these animals have been winning. Justice previously, the hamsters were the kings, and then the turtles to get now maybe an animal that realistically could be on top could come out swinging today in this game. The gorillas, the Gaming Gorillas, I think have a chance here with this shift that Right Turtle had to make. This could be their moment to make it to Grants.
Give the Gorillas a controller. Let's see how they do. Let's move on over to the layout, see what maps we're going to be playing on, and start predicting how this one's going to go. So far, Breach, map number 1, a good one to start it out on, but missing out on one single player. Do you think that the shoes are going to be trying to be filled for Pulsa, and he's going to use or Hizzy is going to be the sub? Is he going to be using the same characters that Pulsa will, even if he's uncomfortable?
I think they might have to. Just not enough time, right? I think it makes sense, kind of shift him in, play the Right Turtle style, because it's gotten them this far, and they're hoping to get it further, maybe all the way to Palace leading 3-0 is what they're hoping for, obviously, but we might go the entire distance to visiting Windward twice. But starting off on Breach, I mean, it's demo, right? It's primarily demo. I think you need to really play to the strategies that you've prepared on most of these maps, even if it means Hizzy is going to have to be getting a little bit uncomfortable if the strategies do lean that way.
Sure, switch it up if you have to, but ultimately stick with the strategies that you have. That's the one thing about tournaments that people really don't, I guess they're not expecting when they're just getting into competing. They don't think that those curveballs are going to happen, but they happen all the time. It's just an unfortunate part of the effort you got to put in if you want to get to the top, and these boys are at the top. They have been doing incredible. Right Turtle, it's going to be a big challenge for them. Gaming Gorillas, they look solid, and now they're going to be missing one of their best players, Pulsa, who was playing outstanding yesterday. Let's move into the bands, though. Let's see what they've got, if they're going to be switching anything up. They've got the Anvil glitch. Okay.
Yeah, interesting to see. I think tracks. I think they're both they can be fairly strong rogues depending on how they want to be setting up. Anvil might be a bit of a target, but the glitch I think can feed so much information to the team, especially when this map can be fairly close and taking out any of those gadgets in the way when you actually do get to do your execute. It is, I think, really powerful. We've seen some really slow play on this map. We've seen that kind of happen depending on the site you want to actually move into. We've seen teams move very slowly, and glitch really plays into that. So I think it would make sense for Gorillas to get rid of him if they don't feel like they need him to execute that style of take on a site.
And Right Turtle, they are probably looking for some retakes. They probably want to get in there. They want to make sure that... What do you think is their number one strat on Breach? I'm trying to remember Right Turtle's main takeaway. I know they like to hold B primarily before they make rotations, get the right intel. But yesterday, when they were going up against Justice, they didn't seem to have much of a hard time at all when it came down to... man, that matchup was too easy, it seemed like. But now it's a different day. They have a different player, maybe going to be playing different rogues. What do you think we can expect from Right Turtle to try to switch things up, if that's possible, here on Breach?
If they want to, I mean, I don't know if they want to switch it up too much from what was working yesterday, right? If Gorillas had a chance to watch it, then maybe I feel like they have to. But I think, again, like I was mentioning, I think you can depending on if they're attacking first or defending, obviously, but defending, we see a lot of teams kind of sacrifice sites almost to play for that retake. Without the anvil, that might not be able to happen quite as easily, so we might see some harder holds on the defense, so maybe they want to play a little bit more to bait that out, right? Start an attack on a site, then move towards the other side of the map, catch them on rotation, because you expect them to be standing a little bit stronger.
Let's see what they choose and what strategy they're going to execute. The game is starting. Let's jump on in. Good old Breach Demolition. First match of the day. This is Championship Sunday of the CMG Showdown. The 10K, the big one, the main event. Right Turtle are trying to find if they can make it happen with a last-second drop. Let's see if they can get this two-peat with the odds stacked against them.
This is the game they have to win if they really want to poise themselves to do it. And I'm getting hyped up by this music. Sometimes we don't always get the music on the broadcaster end, but I'm feeling the Breach intro here as we hover over the Rogue picks. Obviously, we're going to see the bans a little bit first as they kind of mirror what we've already seen. Anvil and Glitch remain to be taken out. Navai hovered early by the Gaming Gorillas. So they seem fairly confident about what they want. I mean, Vi to push them around corners, Ronin to avoid any reveals that maybe get pulled out, and obviously to have even more corner pressure courtesy of that dagger. But I like the composition I think that Gorillas have brought out. I think it's really flexible for what they can bring, and we're seeing Trench potentially and Dahlia both locked up on both sides.
Got the Ronin Kestrel teed up. There we go. Ronin in for his. Izzy is going to pretty much play the Pulsar role. That's basically the rogue he would be able to choose in this situation. MS on the Dallas. Pretty consistent rogue picks overall. We got the... I don't think I've seen that composition, though, on the other side too often in the 10Ks, though. Trench, Vi, and Ronin. What do you think they look to do with that?
I mentioned, I think it's just a lot of pressure on people that are trying to kind of wait around corners, because I've discussed kind of the slower play on some areas of this map, and you can really not let them do that if you're just not giving them a chance to wait. You know, if you're hitting them with ballistics when they're sitting around the corner, if you're pressuring that with Vile Poison, or just forcing people off of defensive angles. They are going to be on defense, obviously, so it's going to be more of denying setups, but I think it will just free up so much space for them on the retake here, potentially, as we look to see teams jump out of dropship for the first time here. Round number 1 of Championship Sunday between these teams. We don't see where they're going to go early, but it's a pretty even 2-2 split now across the board from the defending team, and a quick move over here towards this A site. Only 2 defenders waiting for him.
Right Turtle links Ronin with the Dahlia, and over on the other side we've got the Trench. We're going to see a big push. Bomb dropped immediately. His goes down first. Ink going to be able to get that big old pick. Ink has been playing outstanding. We're really looking for him. He's the one that was making the big moves. We're going to see if it's going to be able to pay off. Already, it seems to have done just that. They're here in the Winners Bracket Finals. Slot going to get a pick on to Pixie. And, oh, the two-man push. Both going to have to back down. Ink takes down MS with a down, 1 player left, and there you have it. Ink all over the kill feed, playing this one hot right off the start.
And that close hold also denying the pick onto Pix once he went down initially. It wasn't an immediate knockdown, but this double peek, I think, in a moment after this first down here, the fact they protected their down players, just a lot of well-timed aggression, I think, from the members of the Gorillas on that hold. And you can see Ink and Fank had their hands in all of it, basically. They got the downs. They were tied for all the elims. Just that duo of defenders completely catching Right Turtle unawares.
Gorillas looking as strong as they were yesterday. See if they can hold up here. Going to get as aggressive as possible, but there's a switch up. Going towards B this time.
Okay. Makes sense. I think that totally makes sense after you get stuffed as hard as you did. Force them to kind of mix it up and move quick, right? Go in where you think it might be a little bit weaker, and they get in site kind of sacrificed to them, as I said. Sometimes you just give up the site and play for the retake. They can force him off of angles, but they can't really find early picks unless I think it's from maybe that Ronin finding its mark.
Dallas hasn't popped his cooldown just yet. Looks like he got an early one, so he knows exactly where they're going to be coming from. He's getting ready. They're playing sneaky and slow. Here comes the Vile and the nade. Going to take out 2. Cool. Able to do it big there. Gets in, and they have got the numbers. Going to take down the last 2. 1 more to go. Kestrel is up. Looking to see what that can possibly do, but that's a 1v4. Not going to happen. And a 2-0 lead for the Gorillas.
Those don't happen a lot in Roco, man. I mean, it's just the power of numbers in this game is really hard to overcome here. Is Right Turtle have kind of hit a wall here. I said that it had to be the Ronin to find a pick. I wasn't thinking about the Trench having bought his frags already, so you know that tracks are getting that early. Sorry, cool. Excuse me, getting that early down on that. The Dahlia having those frags immediately. I was thinking we were going some perks direction, but nope. I think that makes sense. That's part of how the Dahlia can kind of join the party in this corner pressure, and this frag was just perfectly placed on this down. And you'd think it wouldn't time with the poison that well. It pushes them away, but they push right back into it right when it connects.
Oh yeah, the timing could not have been any better. Excellent Vile poison there, able to just cause some chaos, and then the grenade gets an easy finish, opens things up. And that's, you know, a little bit of luck there, but also great placement. And it happens again. As I say, luck.
Wow.
He just immediately opens it up again with a grenade. Well placed. And here we go. Going to try to make a little bit of an adjustment after that. They didn't know if they were going to be able to push off of that pick, but able to get the res off. Cool. Still trying to get some intel here. Got the trophy down in the hallway. And Ink is going to be maybe trying to get a long flank off. Pixie still watching mid. Bomb is down. This is going to be a fast retake here. His getting ready. Going to try to time this one with the comms. Pixie's able to open it up with a great grenade here onto Slop. That's 1 down. Now they're going to push in. Ink trying to get his way around. 1 down, Prosper. Prosper all over. Laying down some damage here. Cool. Trying to take out 1v1 there. Good challenge. Going to get some good help in, and that is 4 down for Right Turtle. Gaming Gorillas. Excellent execution.
I mean, Prosper did what he could with the choices that he had there, but just duels won near the end, and the early damage. That first pick onto Slop, I think, really kind of broke things open. That was a key position that they needed to hold. Once they lost it, it was tough for them to shift around and adapt to it. But that was a lot of damage from that incend that Slop took. I mean, that was a massive amount of his health bar gone before he got forced to roll into the angle. I think he realized how key that position was. Tried to see just how far he could take it, just slowly creeping to the edge of that cover, but still took damage, and then eventually he was forced too far out to stay alive. But Slop's position was too critical, I think, for them to actually give up. Slop just ended up paying with his life for it.
All right, we see another push towards B. Got Fank getting some good intel here. He's got Slop in front of him. Slop probably not going to engage here. Just going to wait it out. Gathering the intel as much as possible. Here we go. Gets a read onto Cool, so he's going to push through. He knows that he's clear with the 1v1, but waits for his teammate just to cover him. I like that decision. Doesn't need to take a death. Oh, Cool once again paying off with those nades. It is just killer right now. I mean, he has got the position down so perfect and always gets a kill with these things. Got to give a shout out to him. It's a 1-on-3. Shots being laid down. Oh, we've got that in the instant replay. Look at that bounce. Beautiful.
Hey, if your Dahlia can hit nades like that, I think that makes sense why you'd want the trench with it to get even more of those here. As Prosper cannot possibly win a 1 versus 3, taking both angles at the same time. A flood comes over, and this defensive play has just been so excellent, so clinical so far from the members of Gaming Gorillas. They have not really bled once. They've been scratched, but nothing's come from it so far. And I think is it still only Prosper that's even really made an impact on anything? Is he alone with an Elim? Yeah, he has, I mean, 4 downs, more downs than everyone, the rest of his team put together, but the only one to actually have really finished anybody off.
Yeah, he is in it right now. Prosper doing whatever he can. They've got Hizzy, like we've already said, for Pulsa, and that's really hitting him hard from what we can see so far. 4-0 with, no bleeding. Gaming Gorillas are looking like gods at the moment. They're just running through this winner's bracket finals. So confident. Good headshots being landed by MS, though. His accuracy yesterday was fabulous as well. He had some pop-offs that were unbelievable. Love watching him play. Here we go. Good shots through the smoke from MS. Not going to land. Still trying to make a push here. The poison going to be down. Good spot if you are a Right Turtle fan, though, because they're easily able to get out. No pinching whatsoever. Oh, no. MS almost gets picked. He's going to stem out, and here's the rotation.
God, the trading on Gorillas is just so clinical as now they rotate to meet them, but it looks like it might be a bit of a, I was going to say a bit of a fake from the 2 players that were lurking in mid, but nope, the bomb gets planted over here by B as all of the Gorillas are swarming past it now, just trying to find these players in these post-plant positions. You can see Hizzy cooking a frag, but he overcooks it! He holds it for too long, blows himself up! The nerves, this can't be happening on Sunday, Alex!
Championship Sunday... That'll do it. That'll really put you in those moments where those mistakes are a lot easier. It's easy to say, oh, I will never do that in a pub, or I'd never do that in ranked. But we're at a 10K main event, Championship Sunday, Winners Bracket Finals. Hizzy, oh, man, that's unfortunate. And that really opened things up. But still, there's a good fight happening. We're seeing a 1v1. Oh, my gosh. Ink just runs in there and plows MS down. What a clutch out of him.
Fantastic timing. I mean, gets that down there, runs right in with the punch, didn't hit the shot, says, I don't need to at this point. MS is hitting shots. I'll just get point blank, make it as hard for him as possible. Knock him out clean cold to get that defuse. What a play by Ink, the difference maker, one of the difference makers here so far. It's hard to say the difference maker because they're all playing so well so far on the side of the Gorillas. MS, though, I mean, that was all in all not a bad round for him. He got a lot of the chances for Right Turtle, I think, to actually work off of. He just couldn't get the last one when it mattered near the end, but he's the one who got a lot of the damage that the rest of his team could not really turn into an opportunity.
Ink already showing that he possesses that cold as ice mentality, just coming in and competing at the highest level. He's had some big success in the past, and he is trying to keep that going as Rogue Company gets deeper and deeper into its competitive scene. Ink has shown up, and he has shown out. He has done incredible. That was an amazing play out of him. A good win, and it's a 5-0 lead here off the rip. They are doing amazing here on defense. Hopefully the defense out of Right Turtle is just as good because they are looking rough. Hizzy with that unfortunate, taking himself down like that is never something you want to do ever when you're playing, but especially today, good lord. Yeah, you got huge boots to fill, man.
And tough right now. Oh, that was literally about to hype up the rest of that round for you to take, but it ends in the blink of an eye. Right Turtle, they finally have an advantage to work off of. They have that first pick on the player rotating up top, even though they can, retrieve his equipment, get that trophy down at the very least, but they finally get a round under their belt, making, when the sides do swap in the next round, maybe not as insurmountable of a hill to climb for them.
Yeah, any wins they can take here, it's going to be great. Breach, really tough. Attack side, especially for a team that's kind of out of it right now. They're a little down on themselves, but hey, 8 downs out of Prosper. He is really keeping that consistent. They got a lot of momentum going. Let's see if he can keep it up. And they're going to go with what works. They've been trying to push A as much as possible. Finally, they're able to make it through, and they get a win. Here they go, throwing the bomb down and then diving.
I actually kind of like that, because if they get downed on the way in, then they're going to drop the bomb in a no man's land here, but his just can't get the plant down. Trying to rotate out, does actually get picked up, but downed again by a follow-up nade. It is a trade, and I'm sure if Ink can get picked back up here, Slop with a lethal angle finds Cool, and everybody just needs to get a pickup, but a trip mine denies that from Right Turtle.
Trip mine onto 2 by Thank. This is going to be a big win. MS got to take some down. It's a 2-on-4. Make that a 1v4. Thank with the good shots to clean it up. Ink coming in here. Gonna get as aggressive as possible, but he gets shot from the back. Prosper, he takes down 2, but he's gonna get taken down by the rest. That was a good play by him. He's gonna pick up a little extra money. But, man, what a showing from Gaming Gorillas in the first half.
Just and no way to capitalize from Right Turtle on their attempts to move in. The Gorillas were so good at saving their teammates. When someone went down, when there was some utility spent, they were ready to kind of keep themselves up through it, right? I mean, obviously they had the trench for the trophies. It'll make it a lot harder for them to get value, of course, but they were still always there to trade and pick each other up, and you can see no one really kind of left out on an island. No one finished off without having to sacrifice at least one of the other players on Right Turtle to actually make it happen.
Pretty much the same picks across the board. We got the trench Dahlia. Gonna try to use those grenades as well as Cool was, and Cool's gonna stick with it. He's gonna just be able to keep that going, because I mean, how many picks did he have? I mean, he must have had like 4 or 5 in those rounds that we just witnessed. I mean, it was just incredible how many openings he had off of grenades alone. Here you go. You see this amazing bank. He knows exactly where he needs to put it.
Wow.
Opens it up against Hizzy. Another one landing, getting those hit markers, getting some good angles off. He knew exactly how to play this and was doing incredible. Big shout outs to Cool. And they had a good plan, and it executed extremely well. Now let's see if Right Turtle can get back into it with a plan of their own.
See how Gorillas kind of want to play their offense here as they look to make their moves. You see Prosper actually still holding on the site, kind of mirroring what Cool was doing. I think that is a smart idea, considering how effective we just saw Cool previously. But they're playing it slow. They're trying to kind of bait out a rotation, maybe trick them into thinking they're going one way instead of the other. They have 3 players here, but the bomb is nowhere to be seen. Just trying to bait out defenders, but not willing to spend anything for it, because I think they still want it for when that bomb actually goes down. Oh, it's perfect. They bought it.
The fake out. Ink gonna wait to the last second, maybe. Still seeing what kind of a distraction they can make. Oh, but here we go. That's a rotation. They're coming to back him up. They've got it down. Oh, man. That was executed perfectly.
And now they have to push back in through anything that they've set up basically in time. Ink is ready to catch them on this rotation. 3 of them maybe behind this wall. You see Slop has to see him here. But it looks like they don't know. He's right there, and he finds MS, and he'll get away with it too.
Great job by Ink, playing that one patient, waiting for MS, making sure he's alone before taking the chow. He wins it, gets the first pick, and puts them in a tough situation. I mean, they already were in a tough situation. The time is ticking. They've got to make something happen now. Cool. He's set up shop here at the corner of the site. Slop is able to get one, but that is going to be a 1 versus 3. Not much going to be able to happen, and there you have it. It was incredible what we just witnessed. That's the mind games for you. Really took Right Turtle off guard. They were not ready.
No, they were. I mean, how can you be ready for that, I guess? You think what? Keep Prosper over on that site where we see nothing, even though they're just making so much noise over at A the whole time. I mean, they felt like they had to make the rotation. You don't see a lot of fake plays like that happening in Rogue Company. I think the most you really see it is in like Canals a lot of the time. Canals demo where you see that the most, but teams now starting to bring that into Breach, and at least now, before people seem to be ready for it, it's working. And
you gotta love they send their best player, right? Like, Ink has been on fire and he's got 11
yeah.
downs. If he's in a 1v1 and wins it, he can just plant the bomb and wait for the team. So either way, it's like you can really make a play off of that strategy. Love to see the team making that kind of thing work. Gaming Gorillas bringing out all the stops. And here we go. We've got possibly one more round, trying to close out this first map in the best of 5 here in the Winners Bracket Finals of the 10K Championship Sunday.
And this would be an absolute statement to make if they can take him down 8-1, if the Gorillas can do this. Because, hey, demo is 3 out of the 5 maps. So if they manage to win the demo this strong, that does not bode well for Right Turtle moving forward in this series here. I do want to say for Right Turtle, though, I like the adaptation. They've switched things around. They put Slop over on B so they can use the reveal to find out where people are actually going to be. If they have the bomb lurking over there, the Dallas will be able to see it, unlike the info that Prosper was not really able to gather on his own here, as they get this bomb planted and lose Prosper in the process. It's a 1-for-1, but Fank is going to crawl away completely uncontested. They should be able to get this res and maintain their number advantage.
Pixie trying to look for the flank, trying to see where they might be coming from. We're already halfway at the timer. The bomb is almost there. They have got to make some moves here. 4-on-4 still. It is about to be absolute chaos out of these players. The first one opens up. Fank onto Prosper. His trying to make something happen. He's stuck here. He can't make the play through the window. Fank has the angle. Slop does take down Fank. His still doing a good job of staying alive, but he's got to jump in. As soon as he does, though, he gets taken down instantaneously. Ink all over the board, and that is going to do it for map number 1. Oh my gosh. Gaming Gorillas. They are making some statements today. Yesterday, they played outstanding versus Sweet Moose, and today they are just keeping that rolling.
They don't put gaming in their name for nothing, Alex. They are here to play, like you said. They are looking incredible today. They're playing off of each other so well. Just the teamwork that I love to see when they're trading off of each other. Basically, never giving Right Turtle a fair fight was the biggest thing I noticed. Always moving together.
Let's see what was going so right. Some of those beautiful grenades. Let's see them again with the highlights. Got this beautiful bank nade right off. But we also saw before this a double that was able to land. Weren't able to grab that one, but it was perfectly positioned with the poison. And this Gaming Gorillas team were just firing on all cylinders. Oh, no. Oh, no. Why'd you do it to him?
I was about to say, we don't need to do it to him. We don't... We don't need to do it. We've talked about it enough. I don't know if we need to relive that moment again, but we've already done it. It's too late to go back.
I saw nothing.
Accidentally blowing himself up. It's a tough one, especially when you're down that much, and I think that probably hurt them for the rest of it, and I am very glad we have that POV of Ink running it in with barely any time left. I keep noticing these very late retakes on Breach. Teams I feel like are only moving when it's like 3/4 of the way full. Every time, I feel teams can be moving a little bit faster, maybe. I get that you want to kind of bait out utility, bait out peaks, but you got to give yourself more time to work when players are able to hide near the bomb like that.
Shout out to the secondary observers able to pick up some of those big grenades we missed. Also being able to pick up that B-Town kill as well that we didn't get to see. That was beautiful. Definitely the highlight. That was a 1v1. I mean, he was able to pick up multiple shots, put a lot of damage in, and he had to make the play. He jumps over the box and just gives him the slap. That was beautiful. Just great stuff out of Gaming Gorillas so far. Right Turtle, man, already it's going to be a hard day for him. But that is a tough way to start, 8-1. Let's see if they can bounce back here on Windward. What do they got to do?
They got to frag out. I mean, it's. I know that's kind of a cop-out answer, but it is Respawn. I mean, it's King of the Hill. They need to be hitting the shots that the way that not all of them really were on that map, honestly, and maybe play a little bit more to the strengths of Hizzy and make him feel more comfortable. I say this because we got a patented blue fact in our Discord to keep us updated on some stuff we maybe didn't have an eye on. Hizzy played Kestrel 91% of the games that he was in last month, and I know they want to give it to Slop because I mean, it's slop. Of course you want to give it to him, but maybe you got to do something to make him feel a little more comfortable in these games.
Well, hopefully Kestrel isn't one of the bans. Probably not, but let's check it out. Here we go. Oh, that's just wrong.
That was just too...
Why'd you do it to him? Why'd you do it to him? He's already
I shouldn't have said anything. I shouldn't have said anything. I'm not sure what I was thinking there. Kestrel banned by the Gorillas, and it makes sense. I mean, even you know, take the roster change out of the situation. You don't want Slop. You don't want Slop to have it. It makes sense. Just get rid of it. And Vi on the other side from Right Turtle. It's just it's a safe ban, I think, on any King of the Hill when players are respawning, when they're coming back in with their incense, when they're coming back in with their poisons. You're not going to be happy. You're going to be forced off of that site and forced into fights that you really don't want to take.
Yeah, it's just super annoying. I mean, playing pubs myself, playing ranked, I mean, at the top level, that poison's going to be there at the worst of times. But even not at the worst of times, when I'm playing with people that really don't know what they're doing, even when I'm playing against the bots, they put the poison in places I don't want. So, good spot for the buy. Good, easy, solid pick in King. But is Kestrel the best pick for these teams? We're going to jump in, but I still want to hear it.
I think it would be if it was available. The snowball potential huge on King of the Hill, but we're not going to see it in map number 2, Windward, where we're headed back again to a respawn mode, and I expect some utility to be coming out from both sides after we saw that Trench Dahlia play from last map. I don't expect to see the Trench maybe pulled out again here, but we could see the return of the runway, some Scorches, some real fragger rogues in the mix here as well.
Oh my gosh. Gaming Girls are like, we're set. We're good. We're locked in. All 4 ready to rock. We got the Dallas Lancer, Dahlia Mac, and the Dahlia Mac we saw a lot yesterday. That seems to be a big meta shift that we're seeing that's starting to arise. And on the other side, we've got Scorch. We've got a Dallas, obviously, Dahlia, and the Lancers. So similar, but then we've got the mix-ups with his on Scorch. Now, you said 91% onto Kestrel. Do you think that was a personal thing? I mean, these players know each other. They've got the research down. They've played against each other a ton, and they know what rogues are what players' strengths by now. Is it like they possibly pick Kestrel just to get his a little shooken up?
We just know that Right Turtle like to lean on it, whether it's Hizzy, whether it's Slop. It's going to be something that they're going to pull out here, because it does kind of give them that advantage, that snowball potential, especially if you link a Dahlia to it. That's a lot of cash that you will be gaining pretty quickly. So instead, I mean, Gaming Gorillas, they get rid of that, and then they say, we're going to have a kind of snowbally comp of our own, not in a long-term way, but in a short-term way, by having this armor regen on downs, by having our Dahlia and our Mac linked together. It was something that was pulled out a lot yesterday. It was something that was pulled out a lot right when Mac came out, and now that people are putting the MLX in his hands, I expect to see it continue on these respawns, because again, it is just a way to actually stabilize and hold even in the face of teams respawning with full utility, full health, and everything else they'd want.
MS going to make the flank on the far right. It's going to match up against Pixie. Pixie's going to be having a slow push, waiting. And MS is not going to know that he's going to be pushing at all. We've got Slop opening it up onto Ink, though. LMG action out of Cool. Going to be trying to suppress. Oh, but the Insane, he comes in, pushes him off the peak, and then easy read there. Oh, almost getting a double there by MS. MS shots have been so on point. Just the French champion has been playing so well in this 10K so far. And Right Turtle with a early lead.
Yeah, he had his moments on map 1 as well. We'll see if that'll continue in map 2 as they look to move in here towards this high ground where the second hill will be nearby shortly, running over the members of Right Turtle that are holding here. You see MS is over there on the far side to contest. I think MS is going to be the one that has to kind of make that first take, but finding Ink, watching that crossfire, opens things up, or would have until Fank found Prosper on that same rotation.
Cool, waiting for any signs of life. MS going to make the push. Prosper right behind him. Gonna try to get something going here, just waiting for the right time. Good shots coming in. Ink with a great placement there. Gets the first pick. Now they've got the numbers advantage. Still just waiting this one out. Cool. Being so disciplined right now on this corner.
Holding here, going to get the Dahlia res as well, so just staying a constant threat for them. If he finds one down, again, he'll get that extra HP. He might be able to take a fight potentially, but they're just losing some of these gunfights on the side as Slop rolls in, finally picks him off, but still no one is gaining any time here. No tickets, no points at all, and I think, yep, it's exactly what I was thinking. Slop's going to run to hill 3. This is a very powerful hill, but in send off, it looks like it might end up having to go the way of the Gorillas, and how strong they can hold, I think, will pretty much determine their life in this first call round.
Rotation already coming in, and the switch now having to get the take. Slop gonna take down Ink. That's always a good first pick when you're talking about this roster. Pixie's gonna come back at him though. Cool. Able to make some things happen. Woo! Slop with the dings. Oh my gosh, that must be 1 HP. Almost getting that one. Insyn comes in from Ink. Ink's back in the fight. Puts down massive damage on this corner. Woo! Oh my gosh. He just landed every shot.
I was literally about to say, there's no way he takes that fight. Like, I was in my head, I'm thinking about how I'm going to lead into this. If you throw it to me there, I'm like, oh, there's no way he fights that. All right, I'll just spam into 3 people, find 2, almost get 3 on the spam angle that he has. That's absolutely unreal, and it helps the members of Gorillas hold on to this powerful hill, this money hill, if you will. Finally taking the lead for the first time in this round, but Slop is really just hitting everything that he has to on this. Anytime he's in a fight, it seems like he's coming out on top wielding that Sahara here. They're still counting it up, but it's going to come down to how this hill D goes. This fight might be a big determining factor in it. Fenk cannot get away. It's a 2-for-1 trade in favor of the Turtles.
And the rotation came in, and it was successful for Gorillas. MS watching this, trying to get some intel on the left flank. Nothing is going to be happening there. And Slop is going to get the opening kill onto Cool. He goes down. Ink as well goes down. 4-on-2 push. And Pixie's going to fire back. He is always the one that is able to really be that guy that just suppresses right turtle when he needs to the most. Cool and Ink able to take down his with a good team fire. MS still playing these just right. He's going to get found out, though. Got a flank on him. And here we go. It is evened up at this point. A great team fire immediately taking him down. Wow. Almost so close there. Good rollout. Able to save Slop's life. Now he comes back in. And the corner peaks are going back and forth. Pix not taking any shots. He's full health. He can play this and save Cool's life. They've got a triangulation on that corner. It's not going to happen. No way in heck this Gaming Gorilla is going to let them pass, and there's 5 seconds till. Rotation coming in. Ink going to open it up onto Slop. Pixie onto his, and there you go. First round, just too darn solid out of Gaming Gorillas. They played every point so efficiently after that first one, and they just got right back into it. That was impressive.
I'm going to be honest, I think that might have been one of the most impactful smokes I've ever seen timing-wise. They were just about to go in. They had Cool kind of on the ropes with the damage they were doing. They knew he was pinned in the corner. The exact second they decided, all right, now's the time we go. Like, move. A smoke pops as soon as they both kind of roll out of their cover, and they are just mowed down the instant that they go to take that peek. So just fantastic timing from the Gorillas. And kind of showing the power of playing on the, quote-unquote money hills, right? If you lean onto C and D, it can win you the game even if you don't have a perfect game on A and B.
Ink starting this one off. Pops his intel. Knows where they're coming from. He's going to be ready for the flank as well. Gets the comms. He's going to take down MS even though he was weak. Pops the stem and gets right back into it, but the Incend's going to be there. Good prediction after that fight. It's going to be an easy read, knowing he was going to double back, but they're going to get all of that time. Good objective efficiency. Ink going to open it up against Prosper. Fank is going to be playing the long game here with 15 seconds left in this hill. Ink
I feel like
trying to take this.
rotations potentially from a far distance, right? If you catch those people on that long cross, it'll work out, but no one's even there, honestly. No one from Right Turtle is even going that direction. He's just watching the back so that they can have a much more efficient hold on B.
Good fights being laid down. Once again, Pixie seems to always be there, getting that first counter pick for his team. Oh, gosh, Slop just drops. Ink is there. He's going to take another down. Ink with a pistol. Oh, my gosh. Ink is just on fire. MS does get fanked, but that's just not going to be enough. They're going to hold it, and they're gaining the majority of this time. Oh, the flank comes in from MS. MS almost takes down another one. That would have been huge. Some damage has been laid down. They're going to continue to push in. His does land one. Going to be sitting in the ensign. Gotta love the scorch here. Fank takes down his. So not any points garnered off of that good push. And they're going to have to play the next one here. Fank does take down one. Ink another. And Right Turtle, man, they are having a hard time.
I think the angle that his chose to push when he was jumping down to try to stop him from getting the garbage time on the second hill was really what hurt them. He played really wide, so the people that had already shifted over to that power hill on Hill C were just watching him. He just ended up in the middle of 3 different sight lines at the same time. Didn't end up working out for them. His knocked fairly low as they force Cool out of that cover, but again, still racking up this time. 94 now. A much better look from the start for Gaming Gorillas, and they still have the hills they've been aiming to hold this whole time.
Slop trying to cover the angles, trying to make a play. He knows where 2 might be. Oh, he is about to get double teamed hard. Fank puts the shots down. Slop's going to be really hoping that nade doesn't come around, and it does. Fank lands it. Ink comes in, grabs it, and this is not going to be able to get one in this hill. So thank goodness for that. It's going to be close.
It will be for now. Holding as I hold it, it's barely a chance for them. They have to take Hill D and keep it the entire time. You can already see Pix kind of roaming over, ready to take that one, as they're only going to be 7 ticks away from winning this Koth round. Right Turtle have it at the start, but already 2 for the members of the Gorillas.
Pix once again just getting those.
I think that's it.
Picks. The man is the pick machine. He's able to just get in there and take down these huge efforts out of Right Turtle every time. Anytime they're about to make a huge push and they are able to get the first maybe 1 or 2 kills, Pix goes right back, and he's always the first one on the feed. So got to give a lot of credit to Pix with Gaming Gorillas. That was one of the main reasons why Ink left Justice. I've heard that their chemistry is outstanding. They're good buddies, and there was a little chatter in Twitch about them possibly being married and just having a love affair. So you gotta love it, man. These guys, they're on fire right now. That chemistry plays a big part, and these guys love each other. They're up 2-0 in the winners bracket finals of the 10K championship Sunday, man. This is a big deal. Let's see if Right Turtle can get back into it, though. Let's check out these replays from the last game. Outstanding performance once again out of Gaming Gorillas. It almost looked like Right Turtle was getting back into it off these first hills, but then Gaming Gorillas just amps it up.
And that's got to be a hit to the mental. If you start strong, you're like, all right, new game mode, new me, time to get in here, time to prove that we can turn it around after. And then you halfway through, they kind of figure out what you're doing. They make plays like this, where Ink just pushes at all of you trying to come out of spawn. They down 3 of you. That can't feel great, especially after how kind of dominant the flip came at the end, and then getting so one-sided around. Even when you're getting trades like that, right? When you're winning, I don't think we did. When you win fights like that, but still end up.
Shout out to the second observer. The observers have been on fire today.
Kind of getting slammed, even though you're still pulling off plays like that. It can't feel good, and they have to hope their strats can finally sync up with their DM on Palace.
Yeah, this is going to be a really big fight if they go down. They get 3-0'd in winners bracket, have to fight their way back into the grand finals through losers. They're already missing Pulso, which is such a huge impact to Right Turtle, and being knocked out 3-0, just, that's just demoralizing in so many different ways. They've got to come back into this one. If they got a reverse sweep and were able to win the Winners Bracket Finals, that would be massive for Right Turtle to try to get this two-peat. But, hey, I got to say it. I was in Right Turtle's corner all along. They had my prediction. They were the team to beat for me. But now this Gaming Gorillas team has just impressed me too much. I've got to call it. I think this is going to be a 3-0. What do you think?
Hard to say. Palace is so fresh that maybe having Hizzy in the mix won't kind of affect the way that Right Turtle want to play as much, right? It's still kind of new. Some teams are probably still pugging it out a little bit. Maybe that plays towards Right Turtle's advantage, but we've seen how Gorillas have played off of each other so far. Clearly, I mean, you're talking about the rumors. If they're playing that well, and that rumor is coming up, then pugging it out should honestly lean a little bit in their favor. On this site, on this map, excuse me, some of the vertical play, some of the chaotic angles you can take, I feel like it will kind of lean towards them as long as they're there to trade for each other, and that was the name of the game on map number 1. I find it hard to kind of vote against them here.
Palace demo, let the man have Kestrel. He's struggling right now. I mean, you're not letting him have his rogue. Give him Kestrel, 91% playtime in the qualifiers. The man was all over the place playing it, well. Obviously, he got picked up by the reigning champions. You gotta be playing extremely well for that to happen. So I'm guessing that it's really the thing that's going to be able to turn him around. Get him comfortable. Get him on that Kestrel. Maybe we'll see something happen. But we also have the other match happening right now in losers bracket. And that is going to be currently a 6-2 in favor of Sweet Moose in game number 1.
Okay, that's impressive. I would say from them. I don't think the map pool is a direct mirror of this. I believe it should be a different demo map, but yes, that is still a impressive turnout from them so far in that losers bracket. They came out today ready to play. No, it's all the games are best of 5 is still in this.
Oh, okay.
In this
Loser
tournament. It is
yep.
Favelas. Yeah, it's Favelas. They've been playing that way, so good on them.
All right. Well, we are going to the bans here. We've got Ronin for the side of Gorillas and Trench for Right Turtle. So we've got the Kestrel. We've got him. Hizzy, go to town.
Maybe he will. And Right Turtle, I like how they're just like, they are just tired of getting killed by frag grenades. They don't want, obviously Trench doesn't have them, but he facilitates more to be in the hands of Cool. They are just sick of getting blown up by them. So they get rid of that, and Ronin removed in response. So I think a lot of rogues still up potentially on the table. We could see a lot of the meta ones kind of coming out. Still Glitch again, what we saw banned on Breach because it was a bit of a slower map if teams tend to play that way. Here we could see him kind of coming out. It's so much information that you can give away and could counter an Anvil if it ends up coming out. But on the more vertical gameplay on some of the sites on Palace, it might not be quite as effective.
And Ronin, he's going to be sneaky. I don't want her being around and causing any mayhem. So what do you expect will be in these picks for the strategy for Right Turtle? Because it has not been working what they've been doing. They've got to switch it up at this point. What they had going on yesterday, that's done. That one player makes a difference. So they've got to try something else.
And I think just because of the switch around, it's probably going to have to just be comfort, right? Give Hizzy his Kestrel. I think you keep Prosper on Dahlia. I think that's probably not even a question in anyone's mind. Get that link up, get them the cash up, and honestly, I don't even need to really theorize any longer because they're loading right in.
Let's check it out. Palace. It's going to be game 3 in this best of 5 winners bracket finals. We could possibly see a 3-0 sweep out of Gaming Gorillas onto Right Turtle, the reigning champions. They won last month's 10K, and they have been doing extremely well. They've shown that they are the top team, them and Justice, and they did great yesterday. They did fabulous, but they are really fighting up a mountain right now. Gaming Gorillas looking too darn good. 8-1, 2-0 in the first 2 maps, and here we go. Runway for Slot.
And that tracks for me. I thought that meant they were going to get a Kestrel, but they got the Dallas instead, so get that reveal, kind of play that double reveal game with the Dallas and the Glitch. and also have the ability to destroy anything that's in the way. Mostly going to be a radar dart in terms of what's on the ground in front of them there, but still just gets them that potential scan all the time, and the refills on the utility, double incen potentially to push them off angles. Like Dahlia will be able to get more frags, a lot in the pocket for Right Turtle. But the Gorillas have looked so strong here. They're going to get that snowball potential with that Kestrel Dahlia link. If they start off fast, I think they can get rolling to a very strong first half.
A little update on the other side. Sweet Moose still in the lead, but it is a 6-3 now in Fabulous Demo. And we'll be keeping you guys up to date with that as soon as this one ends. If it ends before the other series, then we'll possibly be able to jump in. So look forward to that one. Right now, sticking with the Winners Bracket Finals and hoping to see a comeback from Right Turtle. The reigning champions have got to make something happen here because this Gaming Gorillas team, they are just dominant. They are on absolute fire. Here we go. Going to start off with the runway. I got to love it. Slop on the runway. I'd love to see it. I hope to see a nice little pick right off the start. Going to put that case down, swap out the bomb. Ink not wanting to have it. He's going to have that Dallas up on the front line, so understandable. Glitch is going to grab that, linked with the Dahlia, and see a very good position for that smoke. Not going to be able to pick a very advantageous spot up on the roof. Fank making a flank, and the first pick, Slop, is going to do it on that runway. Ink here going to go down first. That's always a good sign in the beginning of a map, having Ink get off it. He plays such a big role on his team. Slop again is just getting super aggressive with this runway. Fank trying to put some shots through the trees. That's 3 down immediately for Gaming Gorillas.
And the fact that the first down was the Dahlia means no real way to recover here. Now 1 versus 4 with the bomb down. This is... I don't want to say it's out of the realm of possibility, but now that he's 28 HP, forced to incend behind him, now it's looking a little bit less likely. Not a lot of bullets in hand. Just going to run away, try to deny them some cash. Doesn't know he's running right into a waiting player. Tries to jump to deny it, and I think he might have gotten it in time before that pick went off. MS was the one on the hunt to help push them to that early start. But, I mean, that was... I don't want to give it to anyone else. That was all Slop. I mean, that was just a great push by him, finding that Dahlia first, and then running in to get all of the downs, as you can see on the scoreboard.
Yeah, we just saw the slow motion instant replay. Shout out to production. It was beautiful being able to grab that. We didn't get to see it off the rip, but we did grab it on our second observer, and Slop being able to start off strong. We saw some excellent runway plays yesterday. He was able to make some big plays happen. We also saw some great runway plays from Exclusive. Once again, just unbelievable stuff out of that young guy. Can't wait to see how his career does. Able to perform excellent. Right Turtle had his number yesterday, but yeah, hopefully he comes back into the qualifiers and can make some things happen for himself. Going to line up the shot, teeing it up. Slop trying to find something, but Fank, he's going to open it up onto his.
With a pistol as well. I mean, Slop can control some deep angles with this sniper if he chooses to take it, but he's trying to get close, has the AR in hand, so if he surprises Fank, he could have a big advantage in this fight. But for now, just makes sense to kind of control these long angles. That's what Runway can do. The double primary, you can choose your range of engagement, as now the defense tries to pivot, tries to just guess where this bomb is, and with that early pick, they could just try to take these wins, but what a shot from Slop, roof to roof through the crack into the other side of the map. No matter where he is a threat.
The crack shots from Slop. He knows exactly where the other player is in the vicinity. He's going to be on the hunt. Fank doesn't want none of that. He's trying to make his push, though. Slop, he's ready for it. Looking for the peak, not going to be able to land it, and then runs right in, almost getting that snipe off, but not today. Gaming Gorillas come right back into it with some great execution. Not necessarily trying to win their 1v1s or their pivotal battles, but just using that good old teamwork that seems to be working in their favor so well. And if they just keep that up, this could be another one of those games that we just see go into the favor of Gaming Gorillas. We saw an 8-1 map 1. We saw a 2-0 map 2. This is a great pop-off here by Slop, but it just wasn't enough. Cool. Gosh, I I don't know if it's my old age, but I did not see anything through those trees.
I saw a tree. Maybe he just was hunting a bird, and Cool happened to be on the other side of it, but we'll never know now. Slop, Runway, having to play against Runway, especially one being piloted as good of a player as Slop, has got to be scary, because think about how that round went. If 2 of those shots were, pixels to the side, that's 3 downs point blank for that Runway. She's got to be so hard to contest, but the rest of the team doesn't seem particularly hard to hold against. That's 2 kills for them as another down comes in from Slop, but Fank finds the long angle, and it's down to 1 on right turtle.
These opening shots by Slop just aren't going to be able to do enough. They get the numbers advantage, but they immediately come back with the trades, and then they just push them down. So, Slop getting 5 downs, and those early picks still not resulting in the dubs that they need to. You see 2 back-to-back rounds out of Gaming Gorillas where it was just nothing. We've got 2 goose eggs out of Prosper and Hizzy. You don't want to see that. So much work out of Slop here early on.
Doing a lot. I swear, I think he loaded his rifle with Cool seeking bullets, because he's just that's 2 rounds in a row that he's found Cool off the rip, even as the rest of his team falls. We'll see if that continues here. Cool might want to start wearing a helmet before he comes out on these pushes, because he is having a tough time with Slop. But this time he picked a side of the map where Slop isn't. Not that that changed anything last time, but ready to make the move with the rest of his team over onto A, and actually getting fairly far in these padded steps, maybe playing to his advantage.
Yeah, absolutely. He's holding these corners. Oh, the trade from Slop. Oh, baby. He's going to get that one on a Cool again.
Cool seeking rounds. I called it before. He's got it. He's finding them. And once again, now it's a trade back and forth as Fank finds 2 more. This fight will probably decide how this round goes. His is going to feed him information, just trying to get close, but kiting so long is Fank on the chase of Slop. I think he's just buying time for Ink to show up. They're just dancing around each other, and he misses the quick scope. Oh my god, Fank absolutely Scooby-Dooing him around that, unable to make the chase. Waits for the teammate to get there. That's the teamwork, I guess, that's propelling Gaming Gorillas to this 3-1 lead.
Oh my gosh, absolutely broke the ankles. Gotta love this kind of play right here. This was perfect. Playing the 3P so well. Beautiful. Oh my gosh, look at his health bar. He was probably at 1 HP, and he was able to get the help and gets the kill. Oh man. I'm not saying that could have gone into the favor of Slop, but there was definitely a chance, unless that kind of play resulted. Oh my gosh, that was such a good run around. And now we are seeing the Gaming Gorillas are just coming to life once again here in map number 3, looking to end this one swiftly with a 3-0.
Yeah, you said, maybe possible for the win. Runway's one of those rogues I'm never going to side against, just because of the sniper pop-off potential in the hands when you can one-shot down anyone. I never want to be fighting against them. But right turtle, this time it's a real different round. No blood spilled. They get in, they get a bomb plant on a relatively empty site, and now it's on the Gorillas to play a retake into some waiting utility. Already some early damage from Prosper.
I'll find you.
Trying to get a good angle off. Just watching the roof. Going to look at the cross. Make sure that MS can't finish the damage he started. Oh my, cool. He put his helmet on. He put his helmet on. Oh, but Fank! He must have taken Fanks. Fank didn't have any help there. He gets taken down. Slop with another opening down. And it is a 2-on-2. Make that a 1. And boom, Slop ends it. Okay. Finally, we're starting to capitalize here on Slop's efforts. We have seen some great opening downs out of him. We saw Cool just getting picked on left and right. He's able to dodge the first 2 shots, but Fank eats that last one. Here we go. We see it again. Cool's like, nah, I'm out. I've had enough of this. And Fank gets put down. Here we go. Oh, shout out to the other observer. Able to grab this one up, and Slop just doing all the things. Has 8 downs for his team, whereas the rest only have 4.
Yeah, double the rest of his team's downs combined is not a good look. The rest of them, I think, really need to pick it up, or maybe they could just keep relying on Slop. It seems to be working, at least so far, as they get another free site. I'm kind of surprised they're not even trying to really stop this. I guess they're just worried about the potential threat here as Pix tries to make a move. He manages to get his first down on the aggressive player, and Dahlia lets him get away scot-free.
Tries to get that C4 off. Not going to be able to connect. No hit markers either. No damage put down. Still strong 4 on both sides with the bomb ticking almost at half. And here we go. Some shots are being laid down. That's going to be Slobodopoulos almost taken out. The Ensign, though, does the trick. Fank able to pick up 1. His going to come back, though. Fank does get the LM off with that, and the last player, Talon, going to get put down by MS, and we're all tied up. Okay, right, Turtle, I see you.
I guess they listen to us. We say, oh, we need the rest of the team to show up, and Slop, makes an impression, but gets down by the Incen, accidentally crawls back into it. Doesn't do anything that round, actually, and the rest of the team answers back with all the downs of their own. And basically, I think they got 5 more collectively across that one, so great play from all of Right Turtle, tying the game back up. One of the first times they've kept things even since the initial 1-1 on this map across all the others, so good look for them as they head into the final round of this half, and I might as well just keep doing it, right? If Gorillas are going to give B up to you, take it.
A little quick update on to the Sweet Moose series. We've got a 1-0 for them. They just took that map number 1, 8-6. So we will keep you up to date with that. But also, talk a little bit about Hizzy here. He's only got a 9% pick rate on the Dallas so far in these qualifiers. So not too much under pressure with Dallas, but he has been putting them to work. Fank going to open this one up onto MS. MS not going to be able to get picked back up in the position he's in. Great stuff out of Ink, getting some good shots in. Picks, able to pick one up onto Prosper. Last player up is the hero Slop, but I don't think he's going to be able to pick up a 1v4. Not today.
I never want to side against a sniper rifle. I know it's almost impossible, but I think I just want, in my heart of hearts, to see it happen. To see a quick scope 4K basically here, but Pix has the intel here. He's going to get forced forward from that, forced into his sightline. Fank finds him. I mean, that's just a bloodless round from Gaming Gorillas. They just tear apart the members of Right Turtle. I feel like they almost conditioned them to expect no resistance whatsoever, and that makes them run right into all these sightlines they've decided to take.
In the first half, pretty darn even. We saw great shots being laid down by Slop on the runway. He's going to go with runway. No surprise there. Pix, though. Oh, baby. We've got a Slop versus Pix. That's going to be a beautiful matchup. Runway versus runway. And then we've got the Dallas still out of his. I think that's a smart play. Like, even though he's got a 9% pick, I mean, who doesn't know how to use one of the 2 most used players? Dahlia and Dallas. You got to know, if you're going to be a professional Roco player, a Dallas and Dahlia are just going to be obvious plays. You know what to do with them, and I like that he's on there. We're going to keep his on that Dallas. He's not going to be on that Kestrel just yet, but maybe we'll see that if they are able to take this map, though. We are in map number 3 in our winners bracket finals, and on the other side of things, in the losers bracket, we have Just Us taking on Sweet Moose. Sweet Moose just took game number 1, and we are looking to see if Justice can come back from their mountain that they have to climb. Exclusive, not being able to play on their team. They're going to get a sub in for their team as well. So both of the top teams in the world going to have a hard time today, a big challenge to meet.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, this is just the food chain riding itself. Moose are pretty scary as well. So Moose and Gorillas finally maybe on the better end of things in the Rogue Company food chain that we've been seeing for the last couple of months. As, I mean, again, Gorillas still have to close out this map if they want to win this 3-0, but they have an advantage they can play off of, obviously, as MS unable to find that first down. The smoke bomb will allow them to get into this A site. They should be able to get this bomb down fairly soon, especially after getting this down on his. He does stay alive for one more moment, but does finally fall, and the second goes to the Gorillas as well.
Yeah, the cross was blocked for a second. That got them in there, but the picks were just coming out from Ink. Ink was able to really win some big pivotals. But now we've got a 2v1. The Dallas Talon. Prosper, it's up to him. See what he can do. He does land some good shots. It's not going to be enough, fast enough. Cool. Going to be right there to help him out if he were to get pushed. It's going to be a very tough 2v1 to win, but it's very possible. It looks like they are going to get the crossfire, and that was a perfect corner to be playing by Fank. He was watching the flank, and he was also watching the cross. Made it almost impossible for an upset there in that 2v1.
That was, I mean, Cool could have thrown that round away, right? If he had just said, I'm better than Prosper, and taken that fight and then lost it, that would have been, you know, another 1v1 immediately. But he played patient. He walked away. He said, I'm willing to let Cool kind of, I'm willing to let Prosper kind of take this very wide fight, play around my team, rather than trying to go for the hero play, and then suddenly Prosper's in an unwinnable situation. That's just good Rogue Company fundamentals there that Gaming Gorillas kind of showed in the end of that round, and it pushed them to this even better position, economic advantage too after that pistol round.
Cool with the bomb, looking for some intel with the dart, not going to find it. Going to throw it out a little bit more. He's going to pick that one up. He sees everybody. All the players are on the radar now. And here we go. The engagements. Prosper going to get one. Slop able to get that sim off. Fank fires back, though, onto MS. Slop able to pick up multiples. Slop just playing outstanding this map. Fank, though, gets some kills, but that's not enough. And they are going to get back into this one. Slop, dear Lord. I said it yesterday. Like, him and Pulsa played unbelievable. MS, his shots were incredible. This team just is the best for a reason. Like, they've shown that they're the reigning champions. They were able to beat Justice in the winners. And, yeah, I mean, Gaming Gorillas obviously are poised to beat them now, but you never want to count Right Turtle out. These guys can make it happen. He's kind of found his spot on the team. He's starting to feel a little bit more comfortable playing. Yeah, we're not seeing him blow himself up anymore, and things are happening.
They took him off rogues that had frag grenades. maybe that's the difference. But no, for sure, Hizzy has been, I think, connecting the shots that he really needs to there. I think that last round was honestly a straight up Talon dart diff. That was a 4-man push from Gaming Gorillas into a dart that gave Right Turtle literally all the information in the world, nothing else that they could have rather have played off of there, as the Gorillas now go wide once more. Slop with this sniper rifle trying to catch them out. The LR-15, let's see, goes to take an angle here, potentially holding close, but they give it up again. This is similar to what the Gorillas did against this site attack in particular on their defense. And now they know they know how to retake it, so do they know how to stop it?
Cool with a good position. Waiting for those instants, possible grenade bounces. Just going to give them a little room. He sees the cross come in. Not going to get the angle. He plays his angle still, watching for MS. And they're playing really, really tight right now. But Pix, he opens it up onto MS. We see the fire coming in. Slop going to put some shots down. Getting the quick res off. He's going to get him up. Oh, he's going to stick it. Watching his corners. Oh, Pix gets it last second. Takes down 2. Got 1 player up. And oh my gosh, Pix going to finish that one off. 6-4. Good Lord. Got to love it. Got to love the runway action.
Yeah, runway is exciting to watch. It definitely makes the game a little more explosive, not only with, you know, instant downs, but all the more explosives pumping up around the map. I mean, you're shout out to Fank, man. 16 downs in 10 rounds. Woo. That is a performance by, I mean, we've seen him in the kill feed pretty much constantly, just a threat on the side all the time, coming up in quite a few clutch situations, I think, or at least almost doing it, you know, in 1v3s, getting 2 people before falling himself. Still a thorn that Right Turtle is really struggling to find a way to deal with here, as now Gorillas completely switch their point of attack, even faking a zipline noise before they fully commit to going up, and looks like they might have actually conditioned Right Turtle to expect a B take here, so A, relatively uncontested as Slop is forced out.
Yeah, did not even notice the numbers on Fank. He's putting in the flanks and making things happen. The Fank flank is dirty. It can be destructive. We see some good picks coming out of Prosper onto Cool. Cool did get the trade, though, onto his. Ink finishes him off. Ink, though, he gets picked as well. And there we go. It's going to put this in a 2v2. Got the Dahlia Talon, but the runway is the last one up. We see Pix playing this corner, trying to get some information. Gets flashed and taken down. Perfect execution there, and not to even allow him a chance.
Yeah, literally no way. He would literally have to be the luckiest player in the world or straight up cheating if he won that one. Full blind with the aggression that they had. I am really sad that the downed body block didn't work, the one that Gorillas were going for. That Right Turtle were trying to take a 2v1, and they had a downed player body blocking one of the players looking to wide peek. Wide swing in that moment, couldn't make it, but the 1v1 still ended up going the way of Right Turtle. Kind of sad that strat didn't end up paying off for them, as this utility not connected maybe how they would want it to. That C4 defensive was so strong. Now looking back at this round, things are close to tying up again. Gorillas definitely feeling the heat now for, honestly, I think one of the first times in this whole set.
And it's not like they're playing worse. They're playing just as good. No. It's just we're seeing Right Turtle start to step it up finally, and we're getting a great back and forth now. Slop opening it up onto Cool. He has his number. It's Cool. Man, Slop is in his head rent-free right now. He cannot stop getting picked by this man. And here we go, a little rotation out of Ink. Going to be getting some quick little switches there. Okay, he's feeling himself. He's you know, you gotta get those extra button presses in. Actions per minute. His does get a pick onto Pix, and he's going to be waiting this one out. The bomb is down, so we're seeing a long flank come in. Slop opening this one up. We've got only one player left for the Gaming Gorillas, and he is going to be hiding his butt off. He sees that one player is going for the disarm. He's going to try to sneak past. Not going to be happening today. Oh, that was a possibility, though. There could have been something happening, but MS double-checked the corners, and that was smart of him to be able to do so. That would have been a very tough round to win, but there was that sneak possibility. But now we're all tied up. We've got the 17 downs, 18 eliminations out of Fank over on the side of Gaming Gorillas, but it's just not enough when you've got the Right Turtles starting to come to life, and all across the board, players are doing what is necessary. We've got 7 revives out of Prosper Logic, 7 out of Ink. So the Dahlia's doing what they need to on their sides, and it is coming down to the wire. This could possibly be a 3-0 sweep for Gaming Gorillas. They come out so strong in this series.
And we'll see how they perform in overtime when that pressure is really on, as they now look to make the move again towards B. I didn't see the full kind of extent of the defense here, but it makes sense that a lot of these teams have a lot of revives. It's a more open map. It's a little bit wider. You're not going to necessarily be getting picks and downs in places that will always be able to be cleaned up right away. So teams are going to be getting these reses and saving their teammates for the next fight here. It's another clean plant for Gaming Gorillas, another kind of sacrificed site from Right Turtle, because they think they can do plays like this. Slop comes around the backside, Fank is downed while trying to corner peek there. Now they have to commit to the res, and that should open the door for the rest of the Turtles. Oh my god,
that's going to be the 2 top fraggers. Slop taking down the other one. That's always a good sign. Fank takes out his own teammate. Never want to see that one happening, and the stick comes in. But he's going to get taken down. Not today. You're not going to get that past me. Dahlia last one up, 2v1. Going to get the 1v1. Prosper wins it, and oh my gosh. There's not even a sliver on that thing.
Yeah, they made it just at the last second, and maybe I saw it wrong, but I'm pretty sure I saw someone roll off the map on the side of the Gorillas.
I didn't see that.
I think I might have missed what I saw, but it looked like someone rolled straight out. I'm not going to name any names, but I think that made things a little bit harder for them in that round.
Yeah, a little bit.
That was a numbers game at the end, right? It was a 2-1 in the end. If that was a 2-2, they probably have the time to delay them a little bit later, but they just didn't have the chance, and now their only hope to win is going to be in an overtime round.
We've seen players fall to their death before rolling off the map. It's not uncommon, but here, when the pressure is the largest it can possibly be in the winners bracket finals of a 10K, Absolutely, it's easy to do. I would not put it past any of them. It's difficult when you're competing against one of the best here, and they're only one round away from finally getting on the board in this series. The Ensign, though, going to do a little bit of damage here. We've got a good flank coming out. Prosper's going to put them down. That is an excellent play out of him, putting two right off the map, and it's going to be a 3-2 situation. Right Turtle still having numbers advantage, and one player up. That's going to do it for Right Turtle. They're able to secure it and stay alive.
And a great performance by them in the end, even after losing the first. I mean, get that Prosper 2v1, get that trade, I think, behind them. The fact that Fank couldn't even stim himself. I mean, he was running in to take down Prosper, who had a sliver left. But there was a perfect crossfire set up by them. Again, the teamwork, the trading. Now that Right Turtle have that coming in spades, they're catching up to Gorillas in that sense. Gorillas can't play that to their advantage quite as much as they were before. That was what got them an 8-1 win on map 1. And it got them close on map 3, but not enough when Right Turtle are really starting to hit different.
Let's check out these replays from a great comeback from Right Turtle. I think you just had to get those grenades away from Hizzy. Just don't let him play with the nades. You'll be fine. And now it's working just all right. Slop, once again, you're about to see a whole bunch of him picking on Cool. That's what that game was. Cool just having a rough go about it. Not really enjoying too much of Slop's ability to land these crack shots through the trees, through the cracks, able to hard peek these corners and be the first one to put shots in. I mean, Slop was doing fantastic. Fank had the most downs from the game and was doing awesome, but Slop really, in the biggest moments, was able to get some really big ones. Here we go. Pix, though. Pix was able to come back and challenge. I don't think we saw too many 1v1s. I think they did a really good job at, making sure to avoid each other. Mm-hmm. And that's a good way to play. You don't want to be too obvious about your positioning. You want to make sure that you're playing as sneaky as possible. Slop did a good job at that, making sure to get some big picks. Fank, I could not get around certain areas. Once Slop was able to really lock down what Fank was doing, he was able to just shut him down. There was like 2 or 3 times Fank was about to make a flank, and then Slop was right there. He had the perfect timing. He knew exactly where he was going to come from and just stopped all of that momentum for the massive amount of downs. I think it was almost 20 downs that Fank had in that game. And now Right Turtle getting back into it. So let's see if this momentum can take him into this game number 4, Favelous King. And how are they going to want to play this? I mean, we've already made jokes, but let's get down to business here. What is Right Turtle going to keep doing? What are they doing right?
I mentioned it that they were kind of not trading as effectively as some of the members of Gaming Gorillas, so I would hope to lean in that direction to have players always with each other. But it's favelas. It's some of these hills are going to be pretty compact, at least the third one specifically. Last one's a little more open, of course, but there's a lot of cover you want to force them off of, so bring these rogues into the picture that have ways to push people out of corners, whether it's through incense, whether it's through poison. If we have a Vi coming out, I wouldn't be even shocked to see her banned, whether it's through halos, if you have the Kestrel coming out for either Hizzy or Slopodopolis. You want corner pressure, but you need someone there that can clean up on it if they're forced out in the other direction. So teamwork plus drafting your rogues in ways that will force people out of cover or to just take a lot of damage because these sites are so compact, and that could be your recipe for success.
All right, we are going to jump into the bans as soon as we grab them, but I want to give you the update from the other side, Justice versus Sweet Moose. We've got a 2-0 win out of Justice in game number 2, so we're all tied up over there. It's another nail-biter on the other side. So this is some good Roco immediately to start off the championship Sunday. And here we go. Vi and Kestrel. Once again, Hizzy not able to get his rogue that he needs. Maybe in game 5 he'll be able to pop off with it. Who knows? But they first got to get past this one. If Right Turtle want this chance, this is a big one. What is this going to allow Right Turtle to do with this Vi and Kestrel out of the mix?
Dallas, I think we're still going to see because of the Incens, and we're going to see probably Runway once again for Slopadopolis. I think giving Hizzy Dallas, giving Slop Runway, and then doing whatever you want from that point on, honestly. I mean, obviously Prosper, maybe on the Dahlia. You don't necessarily need it on this map, but you could run, Scorch Dahlia, then pair her with that Scorch, then she's immune to any Incens that they're bringing from the side of the Gorillas. That's, you have your fraggers, you have your utility spammers, long range. You have a very balanced composition for this map in particular. I feel once you get to some of these hills have bigger sightlines from them, whether it's the hill B, whether it's hill D, when you're trying to hold that field, where I always feel like this map comes down to hill D almost every single time. I feel like I always see these really climactic fights around the APC that's on that far side of the map. So get a comp that's going to work there, get one that can work on all the points, and have an advantage going into that climactic final hill.
All right, we are waiting for the game to get teed up here, and then we will jump in. This has been exciting. We thought that it was going to be a sweep. We thought that Gaming Gorillas were going to walk away with it, an 8-1-2-0. I mean, you can't blame us for seeing that, but something has awoken Right Turtle. They came to life on the Palace. I mean, they were down immediately, but then they came back with a huge effort from Slopadopolis. Is he going to be able to continue that momentum? Is Slop just going to take over? He's like, I've had enough of this.
It's hard to say. He's performed in high pressure situations before, so I think it's if we're looking at this scientific theorem style, the data proves that he can do it, and we'll see if that it does prove true down the line. But Gorillas, they their last set against Sweet Moose, a team that is clearly looking fine in that lower bracket right now, they won 3-1. Correct if I'm wrong. I believe it was a 3-1 win in that final game of yesterday. So they're not the kind of team that has to win 3-0. There are those teams that have just paper mentals that as soon as they're down one map, you've just won the set. Clearly, that's not the Gorillas. They're players that have been playing for a long time. They can come back in the face of adversity, and this is the place to prove it. Their King of the Hill looked fantastic on Windward. Favelas, it's a bit of a different map, of course. I think some of these hills flip a little bit more than some of the Windward ones do, but their DM seems like it was all of their players were performing, where Right Turtle was looking a little bit inconsistent, I think, across those early maps.
And the players are ready to go. Let's jump right into the action. Game number 4, our first match of the championship Sunday. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in. It has been a wonderful 2 days so far. Seen some amazing Rogue Company action in this 10K, and it is just amazing how well these players are playing, regardless of missing a fourth. We saw that Hizzy had to come in last second and substitute, so that's really made it difficult for them. And then on the other side, Justice facing off against Sweet Moose, they also lost exclusives. So both of the top teams in the world fighting it out against these newcomers. We see Inc. made a huge switch, and it's really paying off for them. Pix, Cool, and Fank have been playing outstanding, and they're looking to close it out here. Seeing the picks come in, the first one's going to be the Dallas for Slop. So it is a little bit of a difference here. We're going to have the intel on Slop. What's that about?
Just wanted to mix it up. I think Slop has performed on this before. We'll see what they end up giving Hizzy in this sense, as there's the Magdalia once again repeated from the side of Gaming Gorillas. If I remember my call out here last time, I think was this with Runway instead. I mean, obviously Scorch instead of Lancer in that one, as we're going to see some variance between them. But Scorch Dahlia to live through some of the incens. But I think in terms of raw fragging power, this has to lean towards the Gorillas with that Mac Dahlia. I think MLX with that regenning armor, plus the Dahlia with the regenning armor is brutal.
Giving Hizzy the Scorch. I like it. It makes him at least invulnerable to some incens in case he throws one in his face again.
And no frags.
Exactly. So maybe this will work out in their favor. Slop wants to get up in the action. He wants to maybe try to get some flanks off. He wants to get some early rotations and get that intel for his team. Slop is really trying to take over this one because it has been obvious that he is the one that has just set all of this in motion. They almost got that 3-0, but that was a tight game last game, 8-6 on Palace demo. So we're going to see if Slop can keep that going. Starting off here, though, with the Mac. Cool playing this one. And hopefully He's not going to get picked on by Slop anymore. I know he had a rough go about it, just nonstop slop all over the feed.
Different rogue this time, though, so we can assume that's not going to be happening, but he's getting pressured from the side already from Prosper, now forced out of the cover, going to have to use that trophy to try and stay alive. It does work for just a moment, but he's still just hanging on by a thread as they are actually still gaining these tickets. No contest yet from Right Turtle.
I love what I heard from Blue yesterday and today. He said that Cool is kind of in his head about what gun he wants to use, and he's just switching back and forth from the LMG. I think we saw him with the Sahara last game. He can't land on one and stick with it. He's got to always be switching it up, but it always seems to be in the 10Ks, not the qualifiers. Cool just... maybe he likes the variety. Hey, Rogue Company's got it. Why not?
Yeah, and I think it's some players just perform better that way. I mean, look at some other games. Some players just change their sense every other round, and it works for them. If they're like the variety, if it makes them play better, then rely on it. That's what you can do now, courtesy of that the Weapon Mastery update. And it is just a one-sided affair on this retake here. Right, Turtle dominating that attempted shift from the members of the Guerrillas. They got that first hill completely on lock, but now Right Turtle in the driver's seat.
Deadeye for the Fank. We do see, if you guys didn't know, the KA is going to be GA'd. Players were not about it. Just too darn strong. Getting just melted left and right. And now we're seeing much more variety of guns, which is exciting. Slop going to be playing a little slow here. Cool does get some picks of his own. 56 to start this one off by Right Turtle. They're starting strong. The momentum from that win is really pulling them ahead. 30 seconds more to get some points in this one. Slop is trying to lay down some shots. Going to get a little bit of damage put in. His goes in. Prosper able to get one as well. And now the rotation should probably start. Prosper still looking for the cross, though, not wanting his teammates to get any free shots, take any damage. And here we go, the wraparound. Ink's going to be ready.
We'll see them holding up their Cool, already trying to fight it. The trophy system saving Cool's life for a moment. Prosper is relatively lethal with those frags here, as now they crest over 70 points ticked so far, but they don't know about the crossfire hiding in the corner, setting that up ahead of time, plus Cool on the push. I mean, that is all of Right Turtle. Back to grayscale, back to that respawn screen now, as they continue to tick it away in this C hill. They're going to have a huge advantage going into Hill D if they maintain this.
Great reads out of Ink. He is that guy. He's making the plays happen. Fantastic job out of him, making sure to get ready for that wraparound. And we've got a good pick from Ink onto his. And, oh my gosh, we are seeing some great fire being put down. But Slop opens it up onto Fank. He's going to try to get this push. And it is going to be a Gaming Gorillas still getting some shots, even with numbers. Oh my gosh. Cool, still able to stay alive, getting these dodges in. Prosper gonna get into the 1v1. He wins it. He takes down 2.
And he clears him out, but there's only 12 seconds left, and sitting here for this garbage time is going to keep him away from the rest of his team where they need him for Hill D as these trades are coming out. You can see Hizzy and Slop do actually have it on lock, so maybe not as necessary as Ink and Cool are trying to get ready to retake it. They're going to try to pincer it from both sides. And the rotations back from Right Turtle, I think, will be whether this works or not, as Ink finds the first. Fank caught up, though, so it's an even 1-for-1.
Slop getting some good damage in. He's taken down. He's got the crossfire put in. Pix, though, is able to do a lot of damage. He's able to take down 2.
Trades!
Big fights. Big trades coming in. MS trying to make the wraparound, trying to get back into it. Cool is set up. Fank trying to watch this flank, and he's going to keep them down just a little bit, but he's got no help, though. He's got to back off. He put some nades down, keeping Slop and MS at bay. Meanwhile, Cool is just trying to get an angle in case MS does run up on him like that. And Fank knows it. He's just getting some peak shots in. He takes down 1, takes down 2. Fank, you beast! And he turns around to put the final couple shots into his.
Oh my.
Fank is on fire.
I mean, that's just a round winner, right? That's just a round winner, straight up. Holding that close with a DMR and managing to beat out every single person that pushes you. Unreal play from Fank in the end, and that is worthy of that round win by him, and still only barely ahead of his counterparts there. Ink with another down over him, honestly. Fank just with the assists kind of and the revive, just narrowly putting him ahead in that. But looking at this, I think the composition that they've rolled out with has been fantastic for them here. The regen on the armor from the Mac and the Dahlia, letting them snowball so effectively in these engagements.
Gorillas are gamers. They are gamers. Picks. Good read by him. Not sure if that was the audio cue or just plain awareness, but he took him down immediately. What a team shot. And just right out of the gate, you see an incredible position and push out of Gaming Gorillas. Once again, getting a nice, comfortable lead out of this first hill, keeping Prosper back. It doesn't look like they're going to be pushing. They're just going to give it up. They're going to take this next one. But, hey, if anything like last round, Ink's going to be ready for him. He already knew exactly where Slop was the last time, and now he sees him this time. His does win the 1v1, but that's only 4 HP he's going to be left at. Ink almost making a huge play. Would have set him up for this next one. We've got 10 seconds left in this hill. The comms come out. Pix was ready for his, takes him down. Slop does come back and gets revenge right away onto Ink. So they are fighting for that one. Got the little bit of time left out of these two, and now they're going to play retake.
It just feels like the members of Right Turtle are getting just shot in the side constantly. I think positioning by Gorillas are kind of taking advantage of the chaos that they've sown by winning some of these fights. There is a 2v1, though, finally an unfair fight that Right Turtle take advantage of, where they manage to take down Cool, even if they do lose one in the process. They are still now counting up and ticking away here on this second hill as the Gorillas are searching for their retake. But Right Turtle striking out. This is how you have to do it. You don't let them set up. You don't give them a chance to get ready to come in as it comes down to a 2v2. Make that a 1v2. Now 1v3 courtesy of the Dahlia Res. They just cannot get their footing to make a push in here as Ink is knocked dangerously low.
Ink has such good reads. You see the x-rays. You can see the names through the wall for the observer. But when you're watching Ink, he is always set up where the other team is going. He is one step ahead of them almost always, it seems like. His is going to be just playing this corner in a little cat and mouse game with Ink, and it takes the 1v1. His, not today, baby. That's going to be Ink. Ink is so confident today, has been playing outstanding, looking to end this one 3-1 versus Right Turtle, and they're playing so much better here. Cool, going to get this crossfire once again. They had this set up last round, and it worked in their favor. Ink not going to be there in the corner, though, so they are playing the steps. And Cool's just going to wait to play this one, get some good shots into MS. Takes him down under the truck, it seems like. Great shots out of him. He's going to fire in, try to get some team shot off, and survives. His does get the pickup onto Ink, and that's going to possibly open up a push, but the time is a-ticking. We are getting down to the wire here, and Gaming Gorillas are just, I mean, they really don't have near as much pressure as Right Turtle do right now. Ink coming in, going to get the reads off once more, does get a good trade.
I think they just needed to take that. They were too worried about rushing it, so they took a fight that they really didn't want to take now. They do manage to finally contest and stop it just before the Gorillas managed to hit triple digits, stuck at 99. But this timing, they might just be able to run over and start taking Hill D, which, like I always said, it is where these rounds are almost always decided in this final hill. Things never are too set in stone before we get to this point on this map usually, but Slop trying to hold on the back, trying to give his team a foothold here that they can start with an advantage. Maybe those hopes are dashed immediately. It's now 110 and over, and Ink just walks out, finds MS, and puts them in an even better position.
Ink ain't playing. This man has come. He is ready. He is on a mission. He had it in his mind, hey, I got to be on a team that can beat Right Turtle. I've got to be able to dominate them. And so far, he is making things happen. The push in from Fank, going to put some shots down, trying to get some kills here. He's going to take down MS. This last second effort out of Right Turtle, they've got to make a hold.
I mean, 30 seconds, they need to hold it into a little bit of extra time afterwards as well, I think, if they want to really lock it down now. So one fight loss at this point is basically going to be it. But playing aggressive, playing proactive will be one way to do it. MS finding that first, but picks. He runs on side, he finds Prosper and Slop. That's 2 star players down, and the rest just left to stem the tide.
But MS and his fight back. They're able to land some good team shots in, but Fank takes down his. That's going to be one player left up to make the difference. Fank is getting shot in the back. Prosper is there to save the day, and this fight is going to go down to the wire. We're in sudden death. They're going to go back and forth. The players are just 2-2 right now, and here comes the backup. Cool going to get hit. Not going to take any damage. MS is there on the corner. And still, it is a ticking for Right Turtle. They could make this happen. The big pick by His. His is coming up. He's coming up clutch. That's going to be a trade, 3-on-3. Cool, trying to land some shots, get some damage here. Here's going to be the throw. Does not connect. His opening it up. He's getting the kills that they need to. This could happen. Cool does get a kill, but that's it. Oh my God, Right Turtle do it.
They're stabilizing, but I don't know if there's... I think someone might be able to touch. I don't know if the respawns are too far away. If anyone can make it, Fank looking like they're desperately trying to get in, and they will get the contest at the end. I didn't think they had enough time for it, but now Slop caught in the middle, but they get 2 more. Alex, they might actually be able to do it, and everyone falls, everyone's down. Some people respawning. They're just living, crawling on the site to try to deny these last tickets, and they are buying some time, but not enough as Right Turtle crest over and managed to actually get a round win. 40 tickets behind in a King of the Hill, and somehow, some way, on the back of Hizzy, they bring it to a round 3.
Was it 40? It felt like it was 60 or 70. I swear they were down by so much, and it came down to the wire in the final hill. Oh my Lord. That was impressive. That was their winner's bracket life on the line. They would have gotten sent down to the losers early here. I mean, not early. I mean, it's winners bracket finals, but much earlier than what they expected. They are Right Turtle. They want to go all the way, and it's just amazing they were able to hold on. So here we go. We are in the 3rd round of map number 4 right now, and it is coming down to it. We see an opening by Ink. Picks as well. Prosper going to stay up, has 100 life, going to make a way in, gets flashed, has to be backing down into that one, still not taking any damage on the hill, and nothing has been gained off of this. Still no time. Finally, we're seeing some from Prosper. Prosper going to jump out, takes the kill on to Pix, does put some shots into Fank, but nobody's there to clean it up. So once again, the hill is won by Gaming Gorillas. So another good opener by them, but as we've learned, it does not matter.
Yeah, they're going to tick it up again, but this is the A hill is always the least important, just because it lasts the least time. You get even if you win it perfectly 100-0, you're getting less out of it than you would any other hill that would come up in the rotation. Here is Cool, maybe just a little bit too forward in that hold. No trophy to back him up there. Unable to stop them from making it to this B hill, which can be strong. There are some wide sightlines you can really take advantage of. They are counting up, but they leave MS kind of alone on an island up top. Slop rotates in to try to save him, but mowed down. Now it's a 2 versus 4 with a crossfire angle being taken by them. Fank, everyone falling. That is a flawless retake coming in from the Gorillas.
That was Ink all day. He had the awareness. He knew that there was going to be one slipping through the cracks, and he found them out before that flank could come out from Prosper. So Ink just doing a wonderful job at reading this Right Turtle squad. He's been doing it all game long. And here we go for the retake. Ink once again playing this corner well. Don't think he was seen, so he's going to go in for the flank and could possibly take 2 down. He does get 1. He gets MS. He's coming up behind. See if he could in time. No, Pix is going to go down, but that doesn't matter because Ink gets both. Gosh, Ink is outstanding. He is in championship form.
That was a flawless flank timing. I mean, they get him low, they peek, they distract, they all fight the player on site, and then Ink just swings in from behind there to get the rest of them as they come in. But Right Turtle have control of the C hill, as you can now see by the red team ticking up these points. They chose to give up the rest of B, but immediately MS tries to forward hold. The Pix just swarms around and over this truck with the rest of his team. Sets them up for some cross angles too. No one really forward at all, only the player anchoring on site, and this gives so much control up potentially to the Gorillas on how good this flank does. That slop down early. It is traded right away. It's 2 for 2 so far, and the next frag will decide who gets probably 30 more points.
Oh, Fank jumps right in to his. And so far, you've got to give a lot of credit these past 2 rounds to his. He has been flawless with his downs. He has been opening the thing up. Every time that they're about to get into a team fight, his is able to take down at least 2 and has been doing a tremendous job at coming up clutch for Right Turtle. MS going to open it up onto picks. Numbers advantage for Turtle. They're going to move in here with the rotations coming out. Slop landing some good shots. He does not need to take this fight, but he does, and he gets flanked from behind. So he goes down, and the control coming in from Gaming Gorillas. And once more, we see Ink in a great position for a flank or just to hold them back and be sneaky. He is all about the reads right now. He's always on top of it. We've got both sides, the far left and far right, held down. Gaming Gorillas doing a good job. Ink opens it up onto 2. He gets both. His is able to take him down, but that is going to be the damage that they needed. His does not get taken out. He does get the kill onto Cool. Cool goes out, gets eliminated, but the time still being grabbed by Gaming Gorillas, all off of that Ink play.
And then Overheat gets canceled, so no advantage really in that one-on-one. Slop and Prosper find 2. Can Ink get another? It's evened out immediately, and then advantage towards the Gorillas. I was going to say they sacrificed so much by rotating here early, but it's paying off because they are just winning the gunfights. The pressure is on right now, Alex, and this could be the last fight potentially for Right Turtle in the winner's bracket here.
Yeah, once more, we are at this hill. They were able to do it before. Let's see if Turtle can do it now. They've got to get this retake. Fank is going to get the opening play, but Slop, he's able to as well with the trade. The team shot comes in. MS, he comes in and grabs 1. There's a fight over on the left flank. Ink still on the point. He's going to be landing some good shots, get some good damage in, gets the pistol out, and that's going to do it. He takes out his for the win.
That was a great pick. But Right Turtle were winning that fight. They were totally winning that fight, and they got off the objective. They just walked off. They wanted that kill. He was so desperate for that last pick because they thought that the crossfire was going to ruin it for them. Just a little bit out of time, and unfortunate for Right Turtle. But the Gorillas, I think what that last round map went to show was the sub, at least once they got used to him, was not making that much of a difference. Right Turtle was performing, I think, fantastically. Particularly his. I mean, he was a absolute force on that final map. Gaming Gorillas just showed up to play and have sent the reigning champions down to that loser's bracket.
Those final 2 rounds, definitely his coming up big. We saw it before as well with him on the Dallas. Was able to make some things happen, and that's why we saw a 3-1. Because he was starting to get more comfortable with them. And that's what's going to happen throughout the day when we see it. Let's run that back. Let's check out the series as a whole. Cool with his grenades. Oh, man. That was just a beautiful opener to the show. Him landing some doubles with those. We're seeing 8 beating people down. I mean, this was an MVP performance out of Ink, though. At every single game, he was top-notch. Able to make some big things happen. Oh, that was a great play that we just saw from our secondary observer. Love to have those 2 cameras on. We got to see a lot more action and great catches out of our production staff here. What a incredible series to start the day, Krez.
With the 4 best teams in our company right now, I think we'd expect to see series of this quality going in. And really quick, back to that melee. Shout out to MS for being able to sell a hit, because I think Ink was a little wide on that one, but we all bought into it on the dive punch there as we got to map number 2, which this was the first time that Right Turtle really had, I think, a sign of life, honestly, in this set. And they kept it so close in the first round of this, but just got kind of dominated come the second round, when it just felt like every single push, every single rotation that the Gorillas did were perfectly catching the attempted crossfires of Right Turtle out, and setting up their own crossfires and setting up their own 2v1s was what I think got them to this victorious position waiting in the grand finals.
Yeah, shout out to the non-paper mental, having that strong, putting up with that much damage in this game, especially on Palace. Cool was just not able to make anything happen. Slop was all over him with the early picks, the snipe headshots, downing him left and right. He was able to dodge it eventually, but both teams just hanging in there and bringing some of the best road company we've seen thus far. Still waiting on some of those updates for the Sweet Moose Justice and the losers bracket. Wanted to see what is going on down there, but this series, this play by Fank was so beautiful. What a finesse out of him. He was incredible in this game here. But right now, Justice is up 6-3 in map number 3. So that is a 1-1 out of the series still, tied up. So we've got a good one that we could possibly go into after this. So look forward to that. Oh my gosh, this was it. These were the plays. Oh my gosh, that was insane. They were able to hold that. Shout out to Right Turtle and Hizzy, the sub for the day, being able to really come up clutch in the battles that meant the most. There was 2 massive battles there towards the end, and Hizzy was all over the feed for those, putting down some massive damage. What a day
and you
so
need
far.
I think you need your Scorch to be doing that as well in some of these rounds. I mean, you pick your Scorch to really be kind of fragging near the end, so you really, really want a performance like that from whoever you end up putting on that roll. And that was it, by the way. That was the roll-off. You can see the members on all sides. He's getting shot from behind, literally a full Right Turtle swarm, but just not able to actually make it to that objective. It's real unfortunate.
All he had to do is stay alive.
There were also more members coming in. I mean, we can't count the Gorillas out, of course, but that could have gone way differently. And then, you know, we go into map 5 with a potential for a reverse sweep. That's weighing on the Gorillas. You don't want to think, you know, hindsight's 20/20, right? We don't want to think too much about what could have happened, but we'll look at what did. They got a little aggressive, didn't have someone there to touch the objective near the end, and they weren't really able to flip it around there. I do want, you mentioned obviously the score on the other side of that. That's 6-3 currently towards Justice in the lead. I think, to me, that I want to know who started defense on that, because it's Canals. We see that as traditionally a pretty defender-sided map, even though Justice have a 3-point lead currently on that demolition. That could honestly be a great sign for Sweet Moose if they did that. But I've just been corrected. That was probably a 6. Oh, never mind. Sorry, Justice started defense. So that's a couple rounds from Sweet Moose potentially on their attacking half that might put them in a pretty solid position for the next half on that map.
Well, I'm looking forward to it. But before we go, we're going to go to a quick break. But when we get back, we've got Sweet Moose taking on Justice. Don't go anywhere.